What's your opinion about the Ajax players?
I think Ajax have got a fantastic young side. They've got some of the best young players in Europe at the moment. I know a lot of clubs in England, a lot of Premier League clubs would like to sign them. But I think it's going to be very, very difficult to sign these players because clubs like Real Madrid and Barcelona also want to sign them. But it's quite amazing to see so many good young players develop at the same time at one club. Of course, it's something that Ajax have been very, very famous for in the past, and it's very good to see it happening again.
And which players are the most interesting for the Premier League clubs?
I think a lot of Premier League clubs would love to sign de Ligt. You know, he looks like such a fantastic defender. Just his size, his physical presence. He's the kind of player who would be perfect for Premier League football because Premier League football is so physical and so intense. And he just has the physique and the body that makes you think that, wow, this guy could be an amazing defender for a team in England for, 10 years because he's so young at the moment. But again, I think unfortunately he may be going somewhere else. He could be going to Barcelona. He could be going to Real Madrid. I know a year ago a lot of English clubs were trying to sign him. He's somebody that English clubs have known a lot about, but it looks like he's got lots of other options of clubs to go to. But I think he would be the number one at the moment. Obviously, Frenkie de Jong is going to Barcelona. Lots of English clubs would have loved to have him as well. And also Donny van de Beek. I mean, he was fantastic the way he played at Spurs. People in England knew about him. People who know about football already knew about him. But I think to play like that in England in a live game when millions of people were watching that, it really made everybody aware of what a great player he is.
And what about Hakim Ziyech?
Yes, he's a good player as well. Lots of clubs in England are looking at trying to sign him as well. He's somebody who's very dynamic, is very intense, he has a lot of energy, he creates a lot of chances. Again, he's somebody who would fit well into the Premier League. But
and which club then?
I think lots of clubs like Arsenal would be looking at players like him. Any kind of club that plays, that kind of system that he would fit into. But we have to say, I think it's important that Ajax don't sell all their players because we don't want to see this team broken up completely.
And what about the physical qualities of these players?
Well, watching them, the way they played against Spurs, particularly, the game was very intense. It was very physical, but they seemed to handle it very, very well. They've got that good blend of young players and also experienced players and some players who'd played in the Premier League before, but they just have a lot of energy. And, the way their coach wants them to play, they do so much pressing, so much running. They're so dynamic that the whole thing seems to just work very, very well at the moment.
And is there only interest in the players or also in the coach or the director? Or
well, I think especially Edwin van der Sar, he's been linked with a job at Manchester United. Mark Overmars has been linked with a job back at Arsenal. Erik ten Hag, he's become one of the sort of managers who you think he could be the next Pep Guardiola. He could be the next Jurgen Klopp. He could be the next Jose Mourinho. So I'm sure English clubs are looking at him. But I think, again, the problem that English clubs are going to have is that lots of other clubs in Europe are going to want him as well.
Which players will play in the Premier League next season of Ajax? What do you think?
I'm not sure any. I mean, I think they could go to Real Madrid or Barcelona. I think, if you've got a choice between going to the Premier League and going to Real Madrid and Barcelona, you'd probably go to Spain. And I think especially for Ajax players, Barcelona is, there's a big connection there and a big history. So I think from a Premier League point of view, the really, really top quality Ajax players, I think if they leave Ajax, let's hope they don't all leave. I think if they leave, it's more likely they'll go to Spain than England.